Originally, we were going to make our short film about male domestic abuse. However, after some thought and consideration, we felt this would be too hard to make. However, we still wanted a hard-hitting idea, and so we settled on depression. I decided to research similar products on short film websites such as Short of the Week because they are professional products from which we could research the conventions of a short film. I decided not to focus on a particular genre, although our film is a drama, because I wanted to find films that focused on a theme, as I feel this is more important. Therefore, I was able to find a range of films that focused on depression. In these films, we could see one of the conventions of short films was that they had limited characters and dialogue to focus on the story. We have followed this convention in our short film, only having one main character and having minimal dialogue. I felt this is especially important in our short film because we want to focus on the emotions of the character to show how she was feeling. Also, people with depression find it hard to express their problems, and therefore she wouldn't say much to express herself. Also in mind, we haven't used the typical stock characters in our film, as when I was researching similar products, the other characters were insignificant. We also did this because she is facing this problem alone, and therefore doesn't have anyone to support her. We have included binary opposition in a sense, as we found that in professional short films there is still conflict, however it is often personal. The conflict in our film is good versus evil in the form of the girl versus her own mind, as she is her own worst enemy. By focusing on this main character, we hope to portray this through her emotions. I also found that another convention of short film is that they tend not to have a strict revolution. For example, in one short film I watched, called La Migala, or the bird spider, we see the man clutching his hand at the end, which suggests he has been bitten by the spider. However, we never know what actually happens to him. I have found that a convention of Hollywood films is that the story has a clear beginning, middle, and satisfying end, where all the audience's questions are answered. However, in our short film, the plot doesn't have to be so clearly set out, and the ending is often ambiguous to leave the audience thinking after they have left the film. We have followed this convention in our short film by not giving a clear conclusion. We have done this to create Bart's Enigma code within our film so that the audience can draw their own conclusions. We also have made the plot almost circular and that the same events are revisited, such as the mother's phone call, which creates confusion, and we hoped would externalize the problems and the confusion in the main character's head. We also hoped this would create a sense of dystopian possibility because the destruction in the film will make the audience's life seem more stable. We wanted to use a young person for the main character because depression within schools has become far more common in teenagers. We wanted to make people aware of this and make it relatable to young people so it would open a discussion about mental illness, which is often not talked about enough. We feel that our character will give a preferred reading to the audience, which will show she is falling further into depression because she can't talk about her problems. We feel teenagers will relate to this because they are watching a teenager on screen. However, when we conducted the audience research, they said that the plot of the film seemed like it should be focused on 20 over 25s, and therefore they wouldn't be able to relate to the main character because she's a teenager, and take an oppositional reading where they don't understand the girl's struggle and see it as stereotypical teenage behavior. Although they said this, everyone in the class said they would watch our film after seeing the poster. Therefore, marketing the film to a younger audience would hopefully work, although it is a heavy subject matter. Another convention I noticed while researching short films was that specific shots were more important than the story, which links into Peirce's study of semiotics, because objects can be iconic, symbolic, or indexical signs for something else. For example, in our short film, we have a close-up of the main character's phone. This is an iconic sign, as it is literally a phone, but it is also a symbolic sign of her struggle to communicate with people. We have tried to follow this convention by focusing on a wide variety of shots. We asked our audience if this would make our short film more confusing by focusing on shots rather than story. However, the audience research we received back was positive, and they liked not having to work everything out for themselves. We were able to execute these shots by using different technologies. We were able to use a glide cam to do exciting moving shots as well as the slider cam. We also experimented with different lenses to create the shots we wanted, such as the close-up shot of the tapping pencil, which we attempted to make demonstrate her frustration and boredom without having to tell the audience.